Test it out.
Hello, hello, hello.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Testing 1, 2, 3. Good morning, Aurora.
That's it. We there. We back live again, y'all. We back live. Is that mic working?
Yeah. Is it working? Can you hear me now?
It's Monday, everybody.
Emily, good morning to you. Thanks for tuning back in. We have mic problems. We back, y'all. We back. We had microphone issues, but now the microphone is back on. So look, because it's a Monday thing, let's check it. Can y'all hear them? Check it out.
Good morning. Sorry about that.
Good morning.
Can y'all hear us now? Bianca, can you hear us? Can y'all hear us? Emily says yes. Bianca, that's a nice emoji, so I think that's a yes too.
Good.
All right.
All right. So we are here with National Housing and Open Doors of Kane County.
Correct.
Yes. Good to see you guys.
Good
and
to
thanks
see
for being
you.
patient. Yes, all good. Yes! Thank you guys. We love our listeners. Love our fans. Okay. Now, talk about your organizations again and just introduce your names so our folks know.
I'm Katrina. I'm with Open Doors of Kane County, located at 213 North Lake Street here in Aurora, Illinois. I'm a reentry program for women and their children. A little bit about my program. It got started back in 2012, where I realized that there was women out there that were getting released from the county and DOC that were struggling with housing, transportation, jobs. They just didn't have the resources. They could follow the programs when they're incarcerated, but once they're out, what tools were we giving them?
Right.
So with that and going through a situation of myself, learning, I just felt like what I went through, I wanted to give back and be that person and give one person a little bit of hope. Say, hey, don't give up, because if we do that, that's going to slow the returning rate going back.
Right.
It's going to lower that recidivism due to the fact we're giving them the tools on the outside. Anybody can do whatever they want to do when they're behind the bars because they're sober, they're clean, they have no other choice. But when they get back out and they only get $20 in a bus pass and have no home, no food, nowhere to go, what are we giving them? We're giving them nothing. So they're going to go right back to the same thing that they were doing to get them where they were in the first place. So my main goal is to just give them a little bit of hope, get them ready for jobs, get them ready back with their family, their children, find housing, because without a job you can't get housing.
Right.
Without transportation you can't get a job. So it's all a big circle. So if I can't do it, I try to find the resources to help them.
Okay. NHO, National Housing Organization, it actually started the same year, 2012. A friend of mine and I put it together. It was for mainly ex-offenders and veterans to give them an opportunity to learn how to work with their hands on the vocational side, but also we do reentry and job readiness, along with helping them with resumes, and also bringing them to the 21st century by teach them how to use a cell phone, how to operate a computer. Actually, we even go into credit and other things that are good for the financial world that we live in today.
Okay.
Because we want to get them ready for the job, how to budget a checkbook, all those things that are necessary to survive in today's society. And
Right.
also we want family to be involved with them to help push and give these persons something positive. And they can take it back home and be a father to their children that they left behind, and bring them closer.
Right, because when you're incarcerated, time stops for you.
Yes.
The world goes on.
Correct.
And there's so many people, they're behind the 8 ball in many ways, even with the small things that can't help them out. Now you guys are 213 North Lake Street
That is
Yes.
correct.
is where you're located.
Across street from Save-A-Lot.
Right. What's the hours?
We're there from 9 to 5.
Okay. All right. Cool.
And we also do the community service
Yeah.
too,
Very
for
good.
those people that need it.
And we're accepting volunteers at this time, too.
All right, Josue Paez, good morning to you, dear brother. Good to see you guys. Bianca Camargo, Aisha Saxon, the whole roll call. So happy. Thanks for tuning back in, you guys. We had a little Monday morning, not going to stop nothing.
No,
It's not going to stop it. We got a message to deliver, and we are here delivering it. I got a couple of quick local headlines to tell you guys about, and then we'll get back to our discussion with our dear friends Katrina and Mike here. Where should I start? Good heavens. All right, understand your Social Security benefits. When are you eligible to receive retirement benefits? How does early retirement affect your benefits? Do you qualify for disability, survivors, or spouse benefits? There's an English workshop September 29th from 5 to 6 p.m. And then on the 28th, there is a Spanish workshop as well. Come on out and join our friends of Family Focus. Shouts out to Christina Campos, a dear friend of the show. Also, don't forget that the Diaper Drive coming up. We made the news and all that. Read the Beacon about Barbara Hernandez and all the locations where you can drop off diapers. Good Morning Aurora was like the third one they listed. I'll take number 3 in an article, dog. I'll take that. Yeah, can we get a clap for that? Yeah. Okay. So it's from September 27th to October 3rd. Our address is 5 East Downer Place, Suite T. It's down here, and we're open from 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. You can drop off, and you get a free sticker for your donation. And last but not least, of the local stuff real quick, the City of Aurora is hiring for many positions: equipment service worker, CCO, HVAC inspector, police officer, and telecommunications officer. That's a word up. Grace Cornell, good morning. The time is now 8:26 a.m. You're listening to Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. Okay. So when it comes to open doors of Kane County, how do you go about meeting clients? What's the process how do they get in touch with you, and how do you find people?
Honestly, it's an open door, and we take whomever. Previous, it could have been 10 years ago, it could have been yesterday. It could be female, it could be a youth, it can be a 50-year-old person. What they do is really, I'm in contact with the parole office, local parole officers, and also we're connected with Kane County Probation Office. So if they're in court services, drug court, we also have been partnering up with the Kane County Sheriffs and the Kane County State's Attorney.
I saw you had a little thingy thing over there. I saw that. Yeah, it wasn't little at all.
No, it was awesome. Great opportunities out there, guys. Come on out and see us. I mean, it's there to help. We're not there to hurt. We're there to help. So with that, and don't let me forget Judy
Dawson.
Yes.
Shout out to Judy Dawson, friend of the show.
Yes.
Big time.
So what we do is we just collaborate together. I mean, if they have somebody, they'll resource them to us. If we also go out in the field, we'll walk the streets. We're not ashamed to go on the streets and pass out and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Or if you know anybody that needs us, send them our way. This is what we're doing. We're just pretty much, that's how we get out.
Right.
There's no other way of doing it. Facebook, social media, word of mouth, that's the only way, because most of the time these people are very quiet. They have trust issues. So you can't just walk up to somebody and just say, hey, come in, and pull them in. You have to no, it does not. You have to really grow a relationship with them. Most of the time they may be mandated to come see us. If they are mandated, you know, yes, we're your friends, but at the end of the day, we still have a job. We're here to help you. You
Right.
know, we're not here to hurt you. We're here to help you. I mean, if you push us away, there's nothing we can do, you know.
Right.
But we're not going to give up. And the road doesn't end once you finish our programs, because our goal is after you finish our programs, we're going to follow you. We're going to call you. We're going to check on you. We're going to make sure you're okay 2 months, 3 months, 2 years from now. We're going to continue to follow up and make sure you and your family are okay. And if 3 years from now something happens and you feel like, oh, wait a minute, I feel like I'm slipping back, our door is open. You come back to us and we'll find the help that you need.
Right. Now, kind of a different question for you, sir. So, when people, if a person does, you know, meet you and go through your program and things like that, and help get those resources, start to learn how to better themselves and come back up, and they slipped, is there credit for having worked with you?
Well, for the most part, what we want to do is we want to still keep them with a positive mental attitude. And we try to encourage them not to give up, because it's very important to have trust.
Right.
And that trust is established between us and them. And once we have that trust established, most cases they will call us back from time to time. Hey, Mike, I need a little help here. Do you have a job for me, or can you help me find something? Or I got a question about, I want to buy a house.
Right.
Can you help me out? Do you know who I can talk to? So we do a lot of referencing to other organizations or other groups that can help those people too.
Right.
You know, because the most important thing is that you come out of a situation and you're already down, you feel down on your luck, but I try to give them encouragement because I've been there as well.
Because you're a Bears fan, is that why you know about it?
Yeah, a little bit of that too.
That was the.
I like
that was
Mr.
going back to
Fields.
the cap when
I
the
like
mic
Mr.
was off.
Fields. Yeah. But I just want to say that been there, and I know it's like to be, to feel down and out because you have something in your jacket,
right?
And to encourage that person to go and move forward. There's nothing hurts a failure, but not trying. If you want to be successful, you have to try. And you have to ask questions, because there's no bad question except for the question that you have on your mind you don't ask.
Right.
And we're there to help. And we also have experienced people who have been in drug rehab, who've been incarcerated, that can talk one-on-one with these people too.
Right.
As well.
So locally, what is the situation? Or what's happening right now? What's your assessment of youth, those who have offended, and women who may need help? Like, I know that you guys are out here doing work. What's the situation of Aurora? How does it feel? Do we got a lot of work to do?
We have a lot of work to do.
Okay.
We as a community have failed a lot of women, a lot of men, and especially our youth. We need to get in and get the youth before they become adults. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. We have to.
Nip the problem.
There is that 8-year-old that's looking for his father and seeing the police throw their father to the ground, or the mother that's sitting in our house and her door gets kicked in and gets arrested. And let's change their mind frame. Let's change that the police are bad and that they're only here to hurt us. Let's change the fact that it's okay to carry a gun at 8 years old and shoot somebody, right, without talking or not feeling the right to go to their aunt, their grandmother, or somebody say, hey, I feel like I'm being bullied, instead of pulling that gun and killing somebody. Because you're not just affecting your family, you're affecting somebody else's family. So we're losing 2 families when that situation happens. So the youth is a very big thing for me, along with the women, because again, women, the main thing that I'm hearing is housing. When you get released, there's no housing for these women, because due to the fact that they are convicted felons, they can't go to the low income and fill out applications. Now you're doing a background check, so a convicted felon doesn't get approved, or their credit is bad, or you have to make 3 times as much. Well, you know what? You got these women that have to go to all these classes all day long, and men have to go to these classes, then keep a job, report in, and it's a burden on them, and they don't know where to go.
But now here's I thought that there was what's the name of it? Oh boy. I thought that wasn't there work being done for resettlement out of post-incarceration previously? Not to say they were doing what you guys are doing, but I thought that there was an organization that was already dedicated, like a national organization that was dedicated to.
There are people out there.
Right.
We have. Let's not forget about Rita's ministry. Rita's ministry has been around for, I'm gonna say, about 25 years, maybe even more. Now, what she has done for the city of Aurora has been amazing. Let's not forget about what she has done. What her doors are still open to today. Her doors are open to the community. It doesn't matter what time of the day. You can still call her, and she'll help. Now, as far as housing for these people, I have not come across housing anymore.
Okay.
I do believe we have a place here that is part of DOC for women, and as far as housing, we have the Heads at House, but that's, we have Mutual Grounds, I believe it is. But now keep in mind, that's a battered women's too, I believe.
Right.
Too. So if you're charged with aggravated charges, I do believe that, I'm not sure, but some of those women's shelters you can't go to with certain types of charges.
Right, sure, I got you.
So that's where it's coming in. So it's just falling apart. We're failing them. We have a lot of programs now. They have tons of programs for them when they're at Kane County. They have programs in DOC, the MRT, the Moral Recognition Therapy. That's a great program. But what happens when they come home?
Right.
What are we giving them? What kind of programs are we doing follow-up? The only follow-up that they have is a parole officer or their probation officer. So guess what? What's going to happen when they look at their parole officer? That's an enemy. Their probation officer is coming to get them. There's a chance if I'm not doing what they're needing me to do, they're going to lock me back up, or they're forcing me to go to this counselor, or they're forcing me to go to this program. So their will to change isn't as strong as if you just say, hey, these are the tools. Let's get you 30 days in. Let's go to DOC. These are the programs we're offering you. Let's let them know 30, 40 days before they're released that this is what's going on in Aurora. This is how we're going to help you.
All right, if you're just tuning in, it's 8:36 a.m. Mark Hogan is here. Thank you for letting us know that you can hear us, my brother. It's amazing.
Yes.
The whole ship was in the danger was rough, all because of a microphone. Imagine that. Isn't that ironic, right?
Yeah.
Okay, also want to say good morning to Tracy Duran. Tracy Duran is a local author and historian. She is here. Good morning to you, Tracy. Okay, and I also want to say hello to Grace Cornell Cruz Ochoa. Good morning, Wayne's World. Thank you, my brother. And good morning to the GAMS, the Great American Morning Show. That is us. Thank you, Norma Peterson. Emily says she loves Judy, so shout out to Judy Dawson again. Greg Ellsbury, good to see you. Anna Sierra, good morning. Oh, man, look at all of our people. And Karina Suarez Darden. All right. Okay. I wanted to give a little bit, there's local news real quick, you guys, about a friend of the show. So, Judge Bianca Camargo has an event coming up. This is going to be cool. September 29th from 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. at La Cabrada Restaurant. Join the campaign kickoff reception and fundraiser in support of Judge Bianca Camargo for Kane County Circuit Judge. Shouts out. There's a post. We'll share that a little bit later. Tickets are $40. Now, see, that's right. That's affordable. That's more like it. That's what the hell we talk. Right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Clap on that.
Shout it out.
Yes,
Yeah. $40. You can do that. That ain't nothing. You can hit night court and go to that. That's cool. Because it should be should be accessible for people.
Correct.
Okay, so Mike, you and I know Calvin Wilson.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yes.
we know some of the same people, not just the the Judy Dawsons of the world. We also know the
Right.
Calvin Wilsons of the world.
Right.
What is it, in your opinion,
Mm-hmm.
that makes people? I don't mean to preface it with Calvin Wilson, who's a great man who runs a great organization.
Yes, he
but
does.
what
Right.
is it that what are the social constructs or lack thereof that lead people to go through hardship in the first place? I thought this was the right.
Well, for the most part, I mean, I'll just tell you like it is. We spoke about it on the weekend. Calvin gives from his heart. Those people that are homeless. Takes $100 and go buys maybe a bunch of water to give a bunch of homeless people that are in the woods somewhere. He takes it upon himself not only to be in Aurora, but also Elgin, serving them. And I find myself with him that he's a great man. And then another guy he deals with is Rory out of Elgin, and they work together. And what it is they're giving back gym shoes from other organizations and everything else. But what I don't see is a program that can help him financially do what he loves, by getting certain donations to help him out financially. He's a great guy,
Right.
but he gives from his heart. And a lot of people will see someone on the side of the road and drive right past them. Calvin has developed relationships with like 7-Eleven where he goes in and get coupons and give it to people. Hey, you want something to eat? They
Right.
might say it's hot outside. And he say, hey, I got this here thing for Frosty or whatever you want to call it. And he's a phenomenal guy.
Right.
I think the most of them. And also, if I need help and assistance, he's willing to work with me. And that's what it's all about. When you have these nonprofit organizations, it's all about unity. It's not about you do your thing and I do my thing. Like she handles the women, I handle the men. Because most men, they have they don't want to talk to a woman
Sure.
about certain things.
Sure.
And the woman's not going to talk to me about a lot of personal things.
Of course.
So what we're doing is we're bringing that together. And I'm going to give a shout out to Safer Foundation for showing me that that's the role model that I'd like to put in Aurora to help people out.
What's Safer Foundation?
Safer Foundation is one of the largest in Illinois for ex-offenders,
Okay.
programs for reentry. They
Oh.
teach them everything. They talk about landscaping, construction, entrepreneurship. It trains them in those areas where they can go ahead and help people out on a regular basis. Because in order to make a person feel whole, they must be attached to something. They must belong to something.
Right.
And that's why we encourage people, come volunteer. We need a volunteer who's been in those circumstances that can help other people out. Because I'm looking for that person that says, hey, Mike, I've been there. Raise your hand, and come in. And what do you need me to do? Hey, who do you need me to talk to? How can I inspire someone else to not be in the same boat I was once in?
So you guys took it upon yourselves to start organizations, and now you need volunteers.
Yes, we
Yes,
do.
we do.
That shows growth.
Mhm.
Hey, I need an intern. You know what I'm saying? We're getting there.
Yes.
If only we had an intern to do all that the first time. Oh my God. Okay, so for those who weren't there, the event that just passed, where you did have the Kane County Sheriff there, and you had
Judy Dawson.
Judy Dawson.
there.
We also had, let's not forget, Corey Dixon from Elgin, our city council. Woo woo! He was there too.
I don't see what the.
Yeah, Corey Dixon.
Yeah.
Yes, he does a lot with the Kane County Sheriff. He does the MRT groups, and I think he does a lot more programs for the Kane County Sheriff. So we're all collaborating. Let's not forget about Terry's.
Simmons.
Terry
Simpson.
Simmons?
Terry
Yes,
Simmons.
she's
All
part
right.
of it, and we can't forget about Natalie.
Talented
Bonner.
tenth and all that.
Because it is her facility there. That's going to be the Aurora campus for the Kane County Sheriff's University, which is going to do forklift certifications, OSHA
Training.
OSHA training. Terry, I believe, is doing some job stuff. With the stuff with Judy Dawson, I do believe after you get certified, they help, and Corey is along with Judy back to back. I believe that they're helping them get
and they
certified,
have jobs.
and they have great jobs.
So you said this is across street from Save a Lot.
Correct.
Yes.
This is where that Sir Speedy used to be?
Yep.
Yep.
Ah,
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So we have a lot of great things. So this past few weeks when we had that open house for the King County Sheriff, it was a great turnout. We were just trying to get people that were out there to show that they're willing to work with us and not against us, to give them a better chance, a second chance, to give them, hey, we're not here just to hurt you, we're here to help you too.
And I'll ask you, Katrina, could you reiterate about the Attorney General, what she's actually put forth as far as warrants are concerned?
Oh, that also Jamie Moser is
Is
got.
this breaking news?
Yes, it is.
Because I ain't heard this yet. Like, hold on, what the hell?
So we got great news here.
Okay.
We feel that you need to start watching the job boards. Judy Dawson one has a job board for ex-offenders, and not just ex-offenders, but people searching for work. They could log on to this job board, and then Jamie Moser has started a program. And if you follow her on Facebook, she has it. It's called the Warrant Amnesty Program. I believe it is.
Shouts out.
Yes, I believe what it is you cannot be a violent offender or a Class X, but anything with traffic or any other type of felony, I do believe you reach out. There's a link that you link onto. So instead of you running around here with a warrant and a bond and worrying about how you're going to come up with your bond money, reach out to her. She'll set you up an appointment. I think there's certain days out the month that you meet her at the courthouse and they try to squash the warrant.
Now come on, y'all.
You can't beat that.
Come on, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. Because I think because that's something that's had a negative effect for people for a long time.
Yes.
They're constantly running.
Right.
And then it's like, well, okay, now you're running for all these years, and then
sometimes they don't do you right anyway.
right.
Sometimes you might get pulled over for a little tail light and you got a warrant, but the officer never mentions it.
Yeah.
And the next time you get it, now it's
Yes.
Some people aren't happy
above
about
the law
it.
or something like that.
Some people aren't happy about it, but it's a way to change the narrative.
Right.
You know.
Right. Because here's the thing. The whole problem isn't that people of color or people in the neighborhoods. It's not that people don't like or hate the police. That's not it. It's that for some reason, law enforcement always seems to be good at breaking your balls. They always turn the screw. It's like in Naperville, maybe they'll let you call your brother so he could come get your vehicle and take it home. Here, your shit's getting impounded. They're not even going, no, we don't do that.
And it all depends on the officer.
Come on.
And what kind of day he's having or she's
on.
having. Yes, correct.
It should be the book. If you're going by the book, if that's the term we're using,
Yes.
the words don't change.
No.
It should be the exact same for every. Jim Wernewski and Dante Smith should get the same treatment.
Correct.
The time is now 8:47 a.m. Come on, man. Y'all ain't
All right,
y'all not getting discussion like this in the morning. Y'all not getting that. Y'all are not. Okay. Norma Peterson says Jamie is the best. Yeah, Jamie Mosser is a friend of the show. She came on the show twice. She is consistently engaged with us. Jamie Mosser took a court call, virtual call in Good Morning Aurora studios one day. It was not on camera, but she had to show up for a bond call, whatever it was. That was cool to see.
Yes.
Yeah,
that was cool.
She's actually opening her arms to try to bring people closer.
Yeah.
I mean, the thing is with Jamie is I want to speak out on you're going to have opinions on both sides. She's not going to win either way it goes. You're going to have the criminals that are going to be like, well, she's against me because she's locking me up. You got the ones that are saying, well, she's too too sweet on crime. She's too soft on crime. Wait a minute. Nobody's going to be happy.
Safe on crime by removing your warrant for traffic.
Yes.
For driving with it.
Yes.
Give me your chance. Second chance.
Second
chance, CW.
Yes.
CW. That's right.
One thing I can say about Jamie, though, is it's just not Jamie. When she comes out, I've seen her at numerous places, events. It's just not her, it's her family. She engages with her family, her children, she's showing everybody that she's humble. She's a humble person. And like I said, she's doing great things. The sheriff is doing great things. I mean, we can't always attack people. I mean, me coming from where I've come from, you asked me 5 years ago if I would have been sitting at the table with Jamie Moser. Heck no.
Yeah.
Heck no.
That's how
I would have been like, what? Who?
Yeah.
What? No.
Or the sheriff.
The sheriff.
Especially.
I was interviewing the sheriff. He wasn't interviewing me. So
right.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
It's a different feeling. I mean, they're people at the end of the day. They're people, and they understand. And to have somebody, if you would have asked me 5 years ago what I was doing or where I was at, that's why I can reach out to these women, because I was them at one time.
Right.
So I understand. It isn't the fear of, it's the trust. It's the trust, like, wait, are they really here to help me? Are they really here to hurt me?
That's the thing. Facts. Because that's the whole thing.
And we got to break that. So that's the solution. We got to find a solution to that question.
That's what it is.
And one of the biggest things, I learned something from my son many years ago. He said, Dad, she told you that I did something, but you didn't even ask me what I did. And then he said, you acting like the police. I said, I apologize.
Right.
Because at that point, I had nothing else to say to him. I was speechless.
Right.
Because I didn't give him an opportunity to explain himself. And that's what we have to do. Across the tables, we have to explain, and we have to be heard.
Right.
Not just assume that because you got a hat and you do it this way, that you're doing something wrong.
Right.
And that's how they pick us up.
Right. Because if you got the hat to the side, you on a skateboard.
Yeah.
Then it's, you know what I'm saying? Then it's gnarly. You know what I mean? That's cowabunga.
And I really feel that there is a great thing that I do see that the Elgin police officers do. I went past the park. They were out there playing basketball with these young kids.
I love it when I see that.
That brought tears to my eyes.
I like that.
Now I don't see it, but I hear a lot of negativity about the Aurora Police Department. But let's not just point the finger at the Aurora Police Department. Let's also look at the community. What are we have to come together. Let's stop running. I've heard stories of, like, they see the police, they want to run. They want to go to another place. Well, you know what? Let's start engaging. Let's start, I don't know exactly how or what, but I really feel that in the city of Aurora that we need to come together.
I think the problem, I'll say this for the Aurora Police Department, and I had a fear. I said this a couple nights ago, and many people completely disagree with me. Like, the Aurora Police Department does not. I've examined the record, and unless I'm wrong, somebody can email me at goodmorningaurora.il.com with any information. The Aurora Police Department doesn't have anywhere near the history of violating people's civil rights. Like, for example, the Chicago. Cicero, Berwyn, Joliet police departments. Aurora never had a Trayvon Martin incident. No. Now, I'm not taking away, I done been done up by police in Aurora. Not beat up, but they've certainly, done to me what they wouldn't do to anybody else. But I think the Aurora Police Department does get a heavier bad rap than it actually deserves. I'm gonna say that's just.
They're great people, for the most part.
That's an examination
and they
of
want
the record.
They want to go home to their family. They want to go home to their family.
Right. There's just not the record of violating people's civil rights. It's just not here in Aurora like that. It's just not.
Well, we also got to remember, this isn't just in Aurora. This is in Elgin. This is in Kankakee. This is in anywhere. Tennessee, Texas, wherever.
Right.
The way the police are looked at today, how many of them are scared to go and become a police officer? When they put that uniform on every day, just like I'm sitting here saying that my ex-offenders or somebody is scared of the police. How many police are really scared of us? We've made them scared of us too. We have to think about that. If they're running after us and we pull out a phone and we're recording them, how do they know? It's like 2.5 seconds. They have to react. Are they pulling a gun out? Are they pulling a knife? Mental health has a lot to do with it. You never know what these people are thinking. So we also have to put ourselves in these people's shoes, these officers' shoes. They have kids, they have brothers, they have mothers, but and another way I want to say it is, okay, God forbid something happens and there's a shooting. Who's the first person we're going to call? We're going to call 911. They're going to be our friends then, right? So that's where I'm saying we can't pick and choose. We need to just open up and really just pay attention that not everything that they do is bad, and that they're at fear too.
The
So
community has to develop trust.
correct.
Right.
I mean, it's
It's a two-way street.
correct.
Give and take.
So many of our friends. Here's the thing. The link, guys, we have paper. We got real news now, so I don't.
Oh, yes.
I don't have links no more to give y'all. Not too much. I'm sorry. I will create a link and a post for you guys to share so that people can holler at you. But our friend Emily, Zen Loft, shouts out. Open for studio session hours. Yoga coming up. Get ready for more Zen Loft stuff. Our friend Emily would love to offer yoga classes with you guys there. She's also a sub at East Aurora. She would love to help you out in anything that she can to get involved with you. Also, our friends, Corinne Suarez Darden says she'd like to offer free parenting classes.
Yes, need that.
We've got a lot of
we
people
need
who
that.
would like to help you guys out. Bianca, that's a wonderful program. Take advantage and let's change the narrative. Maria Chorito is here. Good morning to you, Maria Chorito. Always tuning in. So our friends are
Great, and we appreciate that the parenting, the yoga, that is, that's great, because these women and these young men and these older men need stuff that they need to do, keep their mind busy, keep their body in shape. The best thing is a healthy body, healthy mind.
And we're not afraid to go into the grade schools.
Right.
To talk to some of the youth.
right. Okay, couple of super quick, extra quick. The time is 8:56. But here's the thing, because that mic messed us up, we're gonna do a little extra. We're gonna make it a whole hour. So we're gonna give you a little bit more time. We're going a little bit over 9 o'clock today, y'all. So let's get ready. So here's some stuff. The 5th annual Cups Broad Drive happening this year at the Aurora Regional Fire Museum from 5 to 8 p.m. on October 1st. Music, local vendors, and a photo booth. This will be an awesome community event, support a great cause in downtown Aurora. All right. Tomorrow, today, the 20th, at the Kane County Sheriff's Office in St. Charles, this is forklift driver certification training happening there. $25 per person from 9 to 3 p.m. and your $25 fee covers lunch. Card certification is good for 3 years. For more information or questions, call Mr. Joseph Garcia at 630-329-6668. All right, Quad County Urban League. Y'all saw the interview that we did on Friday. Yeah, run that back. We saw that. Yeah, that was a good one.
It's great.
Great one. Thank you very much. They're having their annual Equality Gala on October 30th of this year. The theme is transformation, reunite, reconnect, and rebuild. We shared the link for more tickets. You can go to that link. And we'll talk about that tomorrow, actually. I got something, I got a story I want to read, and we'll read about that tomorrow. Tune in tomorrow. We got something really interesting to read about. The 4th annual Mayor's Ball will be happening the 25th of this month from 6 to 10 p.m. Why y'all laughing?
I know.
All right. That's going to be at Bell Sal Banquets, 1920 East New York Street. 4 years of building the foundation. 4 more years of building the future. Tickets are on sale for that. We shared the link to that yesterday on our Facebook page. You can just scroll down and it's on there. And then last but not least, October 2nd from noon to 5 p.m., our friends at Talented 10 Social Services are hosting the Holiday Craft Vendor Fair. This will be a fun event, $25 vendor fee, and the location is 205 North Lake Street. To register, go to the link that I will share with you guys in like an hour or so. The time is 8:58 a.m. Okay, so Tracy says her daughter and she visited APD a few times to bring treats, and every time they thank them for their little bit of support. The officers have said that they need the moral support that they can get, especially with all the situations happening in the world these past few years. Granted, there are some bad officers out there, but the officers have shown that they are trained well. They see things in life that none of us see on a day-to-day basis, and they need to be heard as well.
Correct.
Thank you for sharing that with us.
Yep.
And Josue says, what about mental health? Do you guys have something or a program that they can reach out to about mental health?
Yes, we do have a therapist. We have two that we do. We have a male and a female that we resource out. We also have talked with a few other places that it's on an individual need. We'll do an intake when they come in. We do an application. We'll do detailed questions, and depending on that individual need, we'll send them to where they need, because trauma is a big thing. We need to fix trauma. Trauma is one of the biggest issues. If we don't fix the trauma, and then it's just going to keep going, especially in women. In women, the trauma is a very big issue, because if they don't heal, their chances of relapse, their chances of going back are very high.
I had a question for you. Should there be youth incarceration facilities in Illinois?
Youth incarcerations, no. I mean, today's market, today's youth, they are not understood. They need more counseling than anything else. Because a lot of cases, you catch a child who's at home playing video games. He's in his own world, and he has no contact with another human being. And when he goes to the real world, he's still in the reality stage. I mean, he's out there thinking about the video games. And when he goes to shoot a person, he doesn't think about the remorse factor or the consequences. Because one, everything that we watch today on television is more violent. And if you have someone, even video games, mama buy I can't say the name of the game, but this kid's in there for hours. He's mastered the game. I have nephews that can tell me every name of a weapon that they see on the video game. And that's not good. When I grew up, we knew about basketball, baseball, sports. We didn't know about guns, unless you live down south and you hunted something.
I want to piggyback on that. I am not going to say I don't believe that there should be youth detention centers. I feel it should be based on the crime. Most kids that are youth detention, it's a behavioral issue. When a kid, this is just an opinion stated, most kids that are behavioral acting, they're either looking for attention, it's some type of mental health, there's some type of abuse, there's something. A child's just not just going to act out, just get up in the morning and say, hey, I'm going to go out here and rob a bank, or I'm just going to, it's either taught or something is happening to this child. So I really feel that we need more mental health, more counseling, more programs, more boy clubs, more female clubs, youth clubs, programs, not just educational, but programs like camps and different things for these children to interact and socialize and learn that it's okay to talk, it's okay to express their feelings. Boxing, I think it's Marcus Banner has a boxing facility that is a great program in Elgin that, let's get these children's negative energy and put it into a positive manner. Let's not just, because they're already doing something and they're already feeling bad, let's find what the reasoning is. And then that's where it goes. If we don't stop it there, you're going to start institutionalizing them there. Then they become adults, and now they feel it's okay. Now I got that institutionalized mind. I might as well stay this way. It's harder to break them, I think.
Emily says yes to the trauma cycle, no to youth incarceration. That's a good point. Good point.
But we also have a member that volunteers with us. They both it's a husband and wife, and they work at the St. Charles. I'll say that. And they've had issues, but they know how to curtail the youth. And they tell us, it's another meeting that we have to go through with them, but it's a big thing to talk about. But it starts with that 8-year-old looking at his big brother.
Right.
It starts with that 8-year-old sitting at home bored to death, playing that video game and knowing all the weapons, and the video game he's playing is about killing. And that's a problem. Mm-hmm. When he takes out more time to do that, and then everyone knows out there today, you cannot take your cell phone out of your child's hands because they playing that cell phone and you don't know what they're looking at.
I do. I know what my son look at, because there's only so many games that we're allowed to play. I actually, as a person who, we didn't have none of this. Mm-mm. None of this existed.
Mm-mm. We were outside until the street lights came
Exactly.
out.
There were no games. I remember when games came. So I can remember life and enjoyment before social media. But also I do feel as a parent, I feel better placed because I don't want my son to... He plays Lego Star Wars.
Yeah.
He loves Minecraft.
That's what that guy's got over 5 million views. For the Legos.
No, well, there's this kid named Ethan Gamer that my son watches. He's a kid in Britain. He plays video games.
Well, this COVID situation hasn't helped much. I mean, the suicide rate has went up in the youth. They don't want to socialize. I have nephews that won't even come out. And I understand where the gaming part comes, but that's again where the parents need to step up and say, hey, put the game down, it's time.
Right. When
is the last time, or have you gone to the restaurant and looked around, just sat and looked around?
Can't even do it.
You can't even do it because everybody is on their phone looking at it, including the parents. Yeah. When I came to the table, we couldn't have no talk about nobody else.
Game Boy. You couldn't bring Game Boy
right
to the
no phone. The phone got shut. The landline ringer got shut off at dinner time. There's no communication. Even when the kids go home, where's the communication? How was your day at school? Mom, how was your day at work? Or we're just not doing that anymore.
We're missing the key word, which is I love you, and giving a child a hug.
Right.
That's important.
Karen Caputo says, scouting programs offer all of this. Active scouts are more likely to participate in sports, arts, and hobbies. The activities help boys and girls build self-confidence and help young people to become leaders. The scouts.
Got a question. We got a lot of these programs. Scouts, Girl Scouts, gymnastics, swimming. Mm-hmm. But what about the low income, where the crime is?
Here's the thing. Again, I just had to defend those programs not that long ago. Mm-hmm. They're there in low-income neighborhoods. Mm-hmm. What there is, in my opinion, what there's been a lack of is truly outward-looking coaches. See, the coaches have been less dedicated. They've been less dedicated over the years. So to the point about scouts and all that kind of stuff, like East and all these schools, you can get involved in volleyball and basketball. Those things are there in low-income neighborhoods, but the teachers and the coaches who see their job as more than just punching out at 2:45 and going home and only being here from 4 to 6 in the night with the kids, that's gone.
Right.
That's gone. The person who is going to show up 2 hours early and open the gym for that kid
Correct.
who don't want to walk that way to school.
Correct.
That's what's not there. So it's that stuff's there in low income neighborhoods. There's just a lack of dedicated people.
Or the ones that there's kids out there that want to do it, but the
Right.
parents don't have the transportation to get the child there.
Because that's why bad neighborhood. That's why not bad. That's why low income neighborhoods get a bad look.
Yes.
Because
Yes.
like people don't know the good that's already there.
Correct.
That stuff exists. I mean, there's been. It's crazy.
So
This is the kind of this is what I'm talking about.
But see, since you mentioned it, people have old cars that they just have sitting in the driveway. We can use those cars, to help those parents out to get to a job, to take their kids places.
Right.
We're getting to a point, mind you, we're new in Aurora, but we will be asking for those things.
Right.
Buses, cars, trucks, whatever.
All right. The time is 9:09. We got a couple more minutes we can dedicate to this. We got a couple more minutes. We're still going. All right, look. What's the phone number? How can people get in touch with you? What's the website? Let's give that.
800.
Okay, see.
I don't have, you got me on spot there. I don't have the 800 number on me. But Open Doors of Kane County, you can call me at 731-324-0702.
Okay.
And again, I do have a web page. It's opendoorsofkanecounty.org. And then it's k.perry@opendoors.org.
Okay.
312-312-6171. That's my personal cell phone. I answer it. Most cases, if I don't, I will call you back. My website happens to be NHOINC.net. That's the website where you can do donations and you can look me up. Also, my personal email address is benefits365@gmail.com. And that's because I also sell insurance too. So, whatever. But I can't do that together.
All right. Nice plug. Oh, my God. Okay. We have programs here in Aurora, but transportation is a big issue. That is a fact, Katrina. That is a fact. Many people I know a lot of people, and giving an example about something that's self-defeating, but also not highlighting. You got the NJROTC program at East. Or is that? Yeah, it's East. There's so many people who want to take that program away.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of the same people that I know who are always talking about, we have nothing here that can help young Black and Latino people come up, want to get rid of the NJROTC program because they feel that, all we're teaching them to do is join the military. Well, you can't have it both ways. You can't want something that's going to help lift people up, but say, well, we don't want that because it lifts people up going in that direction. It doesn't work like that. And I believe that in addition to the services that we got to give to people, in addition to the housing, in addition to making affordable housing, in addition to having services for transitioning offenders into quality citizens, we also have to educate people.
Correct.
We have to educate people. We have to educate them. They have to be educated. They have to be educated and upwardly mobile. Like, instead of typing, instead of ranting on Facebook,
so
put that energy into getting a certification.
We need to remember some people have trouble with the reading. Okay, if you have trouble reading, writing, let's find what's good for you. Some draw.
Right.
Some sing. Some dance. Some do poetry. Some read. Some write books. Let's refocus and help them know what they're good at. Find themselves.
Right.
Get them better at that.
Mike, I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, well, I wish I could have went to the military. A lot of cases, bad knee. But I've never known a friend of mine to go into the military and not say it was a good experience.
Right.
Going to different countries.
Right.
Seeing how other people live.
Right.
So I agree with you.
Yeah. I mean, I want, I want the same thing we all want. I want to stop the school to prison pipeline. I don't want kids to, everybody's going to fall off their horse at some point in time in life, and you hang with stupid people, you make stupid decisions.
Correct.
But I don't want I don't want kids to not have young people every single possible outlet on the buffet table to make it out.
Right.
Mhm.
Because the military has taken, I mean, people, Colin Powell,
Mm-hmm.
Right.
people so poor they couldn't afford glasses, walking to school with no shoes because there was nowhere to buy shoes.
Mm-hmm.
To a general, I mean, you can't beat that.
Mm-hmm.
Whether it's sports or the military, there needs to be a way out. Period. That's how I see it. As long as it's positive and productive.
And again, I had a sister that was in ROTC. I had a nephew that was in ROTC. And the thing is, they learn different things. It's not a military background. It's also a positive background where they give out to the community. They learn volunteer work. They learn so much more. They get to travel. They get to learn so much. Some kids can't play basketball.
Right.
So let's give them, it's just like a kid that has Nikes and doesn't have Nikes. We got to stop that separation because we're doing it to the children, not the children doing it to themselves.
Woo! The time is 9:14 a.m. Oh, Lord. All right. So I owed a couple of minutes because of our crazy, wacky Monday morning problem that only a Monday could give you, our microphone issue, which we got squared away. But we are going to wrap this up. This was a great conversation. Really good conversation. So we wish you guys the
Thank you for
absolute
having
best.
us.
No problem. We're going to do more.
Thank you.
We will do more. So y'all stay tuned out there. Any last words or parting words? It's a Monday. What should people take with them for the week and for the day?
Just know we're here. We'll be here. We're not going nowhere. And that we thank everybody for their support. That, we are new to Aurora, and thank you for opening their doors to us and helping us.
And as we said many years ago, it takes a village to work together in unison to make it strong.
That's what's up. All right, you guys. Well, you guys have a great rest of this day. Y'all be blessed. Have a good week and a strong Monday. And like we always tell you, take care of yourself and each other.
Thank you.